row level trigger. Okay. So in this row level trigger, then here observe this one. The trigger body is executed for each and every row for DML statements. DML statements means insert, update, or delete, right? For every DML statement, it is going to fetch, so it is going to applicable for every record. Okay, every record. Then that's why we are using for each row class in trigger specification. In trigger also we have two sessions, right? Specification and body. So in that specification we can specify that each row, for each row, then only the DML statements is applicable for record wise. Okay. Then here, and also data internally stored in two rollback segment qualifiers are old and new. These are the qualifiers. Why? Because suppose if you want to insert the data, right? So insert the data means have you insert the new data or old data? New data, right? At the same time, whenever we insert the new data, already we have a old data is there. Okay, that is the reason we want to use that qualifiers, which is the new one, which is the old one also. We want to update it. For that update also we have a old data is there, we will have a new data is there. So as per that we can easily understand. Okay. The next here, these qualifiers are used to either trigger specification or trigger body. Wherever you want to use that, then we can use that. Whenever when we are using these modifiers in trigger body, we must use colon prefix in the qualifiers. Just keep in your mind. Whenever we are using these modifiers in trigger body, we must use the colon prefix in the qualifiers. Means here we can put the colon, double colon. If you want to use this qualifiers in specification, you don't need to specify it. If you want to use that qualifiers in body, we can specify the colon, then only it is executed. That is a hint for us. And here, when we are using these qualifiers in when class, we are not allowed to use colon in front of the qualifiers. Then here, when we are using these qualifiers in when class, okay, when class we are not allowed to use a colon in front of the qualifier. Suppose if you want to use these qualifiers in when class, suppose we have some several conditions we can use in our programming logic, right? When condition. In that when condition we can, if you want to use these qualifiers, you no need to specify the colon, right? Let it be, we are going to working with one by one, and these are the qualifiers, new and old. Insert, yes, okay, we have a new, but we don't have the no, means old data we don't have, right? We have a new one always. And update, we have a old data and also we have a new data. And delete, we don't have the new data, right? We are always delete the existing data only. We are not possible to delete the new data. Without insert data, we cannot possible to delete the data. That is the reason we want to use these qualifiers, right? The next here, in before triggers, trigger body is executed before DML statements are affected into the database. Let it be, we are going to working on program, then we can easily understand. In after triggers, trigger body is executed after DML statements are affected into database. Then in before trigger, before we have before after, and insert, update, delete. We have different events is there, right? Events are before, after. Okay, statements are insert, update, delete. Then here, what happened in before triggers, trigger body is executed before DML statements are affected into the database. DML statements are affected into the database before DML statements, the trigger body is executed. The trigger body is executed before DML statements. Okay. After trigger body is executed after DML statements. Suppose, say example, I want to insert the data. If you specify the before that the trigger body is executed, then DML statement is applied. Okay. After means first insert. The data is inserted into the database. Next it is going to reflect that body. Right? Trigger executed. Generally, if you want to restrict invalid data entry, so basically always we want to restrict the invalid data or abnormal transactions, right? Abnormal means invalid data. So invalid data entry always we are using before triggers. So because of we want to check it whether the data is unique or not, then only we can apply the DML operations. That is the reason first we want to check it the respected coding. So that is the reason we want to use the before triggers. Okay. Then whereas if we are performing operation on the one table, those operations are affected in another table, then we are using after trigger. Then we are using after trigger. Suppose we have multiple tables we are using in one trigger, at the time we can go to reflect it into the another tables also. So here whenever we are inserting the values into new call files, we must use before trigger, otherwise Oracle server return an error. Observe this one. Whenever we are inserting the values into a new call file, we must use the before trigger. Why we want to use the before trigger while insert the data? For insertion operation only. Yeah. Here what happened means, suppose already I have a employee number is 1. Again I want to insert the same employee number 1. Here the trigger want to fire. So here before insert the data, before inserting, the trigger is executed, then automatically it is going to fire. Already employee is there, you can't possible to insert the data. That is the reason whenever we want to insert any operation, insertion operation, we must we must apply the trigger is before trigger. Right? Then next here I am going to write a simple program. Observe this one. Write a PLSQL row level trigger on EMP table. Whenever user inserting the data into employee table, salary should be more than 500. So here, suppose say example, I am one of the end user. I want to insert some data. Okay, means employee data. I can give the employee each and every information, but end of the. So here, whenever as an end user insert the data, then all columns are accepted. Then whenever the salary is given by us, means the respected salary column, the salary value is, if it is less than 5,000, it does not accept it. If it is less than 5,000, it does not accept it. Why? Because the condition is always should maintain the more than 5,000. Then only it is accept the data. Means here observe this one. At the time of inserting the data, it is going to checking each and every record, right? Each and every record, and will be check it whether it is having the proper matching condition. If the condition is satisfied, then only it is insert the data. If the condition is not satisfied, it does not insert the data into table. Let it be check it. Here, observe this one. Create or replace trigger, same syntax we should follow. Before insert. Before insert on table, for each row, begin. Here we want to use this one. If new one, means we want to specify the colon. We want to specify the colon. Then begin and means it is a body, right? It is a body. New one, salary greater than 5,000. Then only price application. Greater than or less than? Sorry, less than. Okay, if it is salary is less than, salary should be more than 5,000. If the employee is having 5,000, more than 5,000, then only it is insert the data. Otherwise, it is failed. Then how it is going to work? Let it be now we are going to working on that. So have you discussed the on delete cascade in your SQL class? On delete cascade. Yes. Have you remember or not? Not. Okay, let it be, not a problem. I will explain to you, then you can get the clarity. So yesterday we created one table, right? EMP underscore J8. This is your table, right? Then now we worked on this table. So now I want to create a trigger. Create or replace trigger name. Suppose say example trg 11 before insert on empty J8. Okay. Then here, what is the difference of syntax, row level and statement level? In statement level, directly we write it this one. Directly we can start the begin program. But in row level, we can write the for each row. That is the difference for syntax. Okay. Then next here, begin. Here, what exactly we want to write? Apply the condition logic if. Okay. Then here we should apply the qualifiers. Okay. If new salary less than 5,000, then we want to use the application error. Here we should always use the columns. So salary should have more than 5,000. Next, here we can give the end it and end the program. Okay. Then let us check it. The trigger is created. Now I want to check it whether the data is inserted or not. So as a end user means who are working with the client people. Okay, that people, client business transactions. Now I want to insert into EMP J8 values. Then here I want to insert EMP number, E name and salary values. What happened on come top? Sorry, creating. No, nothing. Listen. Then so here Raja, and suppose example I am giving 4,500. Automatically it is going to fire a error. It is not error, it is giving the hint, right? So insertion we cannot perform. Oh my god, yesterday also we done some trigger on this table, right? So how we are going to find out what are the triggers is there? Then here it is clearly show us trg2, right? And then we are going to specify that trigger trg2. Then that respected trigger is going to drop. Again I want to execute the same syntax. Again also we are getting one more trigger. What is that? We cannot perform any operation on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe it is a the respected message is different, but actually we are specifying the specific. Then again we are going to drop trigger trg1. Then that is also dropped. Again also we are getting one more trigger. This is our trigger, right now, which is being implemented. The salary should have more than 5,000. Okay. Now I want to insert 5,001 rupee. 5,001 rupee. If you specify 5,000 also, we are getting the same error, right? 5,001. Absolutely inserted into table. Then in this point of time, the respected end user easily understand as per this message. So sometimes we are going to do the operations in front-end applications. We are getting lot of messages. If it is not a unique one, if it is not valid one, automatically we can get a message, right? Note, you cannot perform this on so operation. You can give the username and password is invalid, right? Username and password, how it is going to show us? They are going to write a trigger on that username and password. If in case username password does not match, it is giving some message, Okay, we cannot perform that. You specify the username and password does not match in our database. That respected message, which is the message we want to show in our show to the end user, that message we are going to write in from the backend as a trigger. Rise application error. It is the error which is coming into the application, right? That is the reason we can easily remember rise application error. Rise application error. Clear? Then next we can go for, observe this one. I have a one more trigger. One more trigger. Write a PLSQL row level trigger on EMP. Okay, employee table and DEPT tables while implement on delete cascade concept without using on delete cascade class. So first of all we want to understand what is this on delete cascade. Clear? Then let us we worked on that. So on delete cascade means we have two tables, right? EMP and DEPT. EMP and DEPT. In that EMP and the DEPT, what is the master table? DEPT is the master table. EMP is the child table. Whenever we are going to insert the employee table, we should give the DEPT number. Okay, we should give the DEPT number. Suppose I have a one DEPT number. The DEPT number is 1. I have three DEPT numbers, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Under first department, 7 members are working. Under second department, 10 members are working. Under third department, 3 members are working. Total how many members? 20 members, right? Now I want to delete the first department from department table. Have you possible to delete the data? I want to delete the first department from DEPT table. Let us just observe this one. I want to create a new table. Create table. Okay. C9. Okay. C9. It is a course. Okay. Course table. C9. Then course number. It is a number. Course name. Varchar 2 of 10. It is a course table, right? Table is created. Sorry. 1 second. We want to maintain the primary key. Create table. Course 9. Course number. It is a number of 5. It is a primary key. Okay, and then next course name, it is a Varchar 2 of 10. Now we have a table, right? Next we want to create a one more table, that is a child one. It is a master one. So child table, which is the table we can choose? We can possible to choose student. The student only is suitable for matching for our course table, right? Not consider only EMP, DEPT. Then we can choose any examples. Okay. Then next we can go for, we want to create a student S9. Okay. Then here S number is a number of 5. Number of 5. Then it is a primary key. I want to maintain the unique numbers in my database for students. Okay. The next student name, it is a Varchar 2 of 10. Okay. And also I want to maintain the which course a student want to join in our organization. So I want to maintain the, but here I don't want to maintain the student number, course number individually. I want to pick the course number, always will be checking from our course table. Okay. For that number, again I am choosing C number. Then here it is a references to our parent table. Reference by. Yeah, reference which table? C9 of C number. Reference of, I thought, right? Okay, fine, let it be. Then next here we want to specify, yeah, let it be. First I will show you this way, then you can get the cloud. Reference, missing right to parenthesis. Yeah, we should give. So what is the syntax? Have you remember? 1 second. Then here the respected error means references. Okay. Now here observe this one. Now I want to check it. The table name is first one C9 and second one S19. Okay. Now I want to insert the first in course table because the course table is a master one, right? Then now I want to insert into C9 values. The course number is 1. Suppose say example my course number is 100. It is a Oracle. And again I am going to insert one more course value 101 Java. Sorry, C9 values 101 Java. Next I am going to insert C9 values 102 SAP. So observe this one. Right now how many records? We have 3 records in our table. Now I want to insert the data, okay, into student table. Insert into S19 values. Then here I am giving 1 Akash. The number is, again I am going to insert into SG9 values, second number Arun 100. Parent key not found. Integrity constants. One 00 is there. Why it is not accepted that one? Yeah. S19 values, third one Ajay 101 S19 values, fourth one Abhi 102. So right now how many records? 4 records, right? Yes, 19. Observe this one. We have 4 records in our child table. Now I want to remove the course table data. What is the data? Suppose say example, select star from C9. Now I want to remove the 100 record, means first record means Oracle data, right? Then delete from C9 where C number equal to 100. Have you possible to remove that? Why? Because the child table data is there, but my requirement is whenever I want to remove the data from the parent table, automatically it will be removed from the data from the child table. So that concept will be achieved while using on delete cascade. Are we clear on that? So in this way we can't possible to do that. First of all, we want to remove the data from the child table, then only we can come from the parent table and we will remove it. Automatically it will be remove the data. But here my requirement is I don't want to remove the data from child table first and I can come back to master table and will be remove the data. It is taking long time. So that is the reason I want to remove the data. Whenever I am remove the data from the parent table, automatically it will be removed from the child table data, which is depend on the master table. Okay. Then how we can go to do that? Are we clear on that, all of you? So this is our requirement. Now I want to implement the logic. The logic is on delete cascade. Okay. Then observe this one. Earlier when I am going to remove that one also, it is not possible to remove. Why? Because the parent table is there. That is the reason. Dependency is there. Okay. Then now I want to create a new one. Create a table C9. C number is a number of 4 is a primary key, and C name, it is a varchar 2 of 10. It is the first table. Next I want to create one more table. Create a table S9. Student number is a number of 5. It is a primary key. And S name, it is a varchar 2 of 10. Then so C number, it is a number, we can give the 5. So references, which table? C9 of C number. Okay. Then up to this one it is clear. Okay. Now we can apply this column is a on delete cascade. On delete cascade. That is the function we want to use it. On delete cascade. Let me check it whether it is working or not. Now the table is created which is having the on delete cascade, right? Now I want to insert the data into both the tables. First I want to insert the data into master table. Into C9 values. C number 100 or I can. So right now we have 3 records. Okay. Next we can go for insert into S9 values. Then here we can give the S number, S name, C number. S number 1 Arun 100. S number 2 Abhi 100. S number 3 Raja 101. S number 4 Ravi 102. So finally let it be how many records are there in our students table. Right now we have 4 records, right? In first table we have 3, in second table we have 4. Now I want to remove the data from master table, means parent table. Delete from master is C9 where C number equal to 100. Observe this one. So this is the use of on delete cascade. Okay, then let it be check it from child table whether the data is there or not. Earlier it is having these 2 records, right? Now we can check it. Automatically it will be removed. So this is the logic is on delete cascade. But here observe this one. At the time of remove the data from the table level, we want first of all, suppose say example at the time of creation tables, we forget to define the on delete cascade on our table. But still I want to apply that logic. How we can do that? We can go for the triggers. Have we clear or not? A trigger table, DEBT tables, while implement on delete cascade concept without using on delete cascade class, without using on delete cascade. Okay. Then here create or replace trigger name after delete on DEBT. After delete on parent table. What is the parent table here? What is the parent table here? In our just I want to apply the rollback, right? What? No one is there. No. We remove only one record, right? Oh my God. Insert into say example C9 values percent C number C number 100. No, we didn't apply any commit, right? Directly I can apply the rollback. That is the reason. Okay, fine, not a problem, it is taking some time. So again I want to insert the student table. S9 values S number S name C number S number 1 Raja 100 S number 2 Apavi S number 3 number 4 John and 102. Observe this one. We have some data in our table. That is a child table. This one is a parent table. Right now I can apply the commit better. Okay. Fine. Let it be. Observe this one. Create or replace trigger name after delete on which table? Parent table. What is the parent table here? C9, right? For each row, it is going to checking for each and every row. How many rows are there at the time? For the number of times it is executed. Now begin delete from which one here? Child one here. Observe this one. whenever we are going to do the perform, means whenever we are perform the delete operation on our parent table, so what happen, this trigger is going to working on internally child table. Here which table is coming? Child one means student table, where student number equal to old dot student number. So which is a student table, we have old data, right? That old data will be removed from the database. Clear? Then let it be. We are going to work on that. Create or replace trigger trg. Suppose 1. Already we remove that trg1. We are going to create it. Then here what we do? What is the operation? Before or after? Then here observe this one. After delete only, right? That is the reason. After delete, the perform is operation is delete on which table? C9. Master 1 C9, right? Then after completion of that C9, so what is the delete operation will be done in our master table. Then so it will be checked for each and every row. Begin. Then here the actual data is going to delete it from child table. So whenever this trigger is going to fire, this trigger is applicable whenever we are going to do the delete operation of our parent table. Internally it is going to delete the child data. Delete from child table where C number equal to old dot C number. It is a old one, right? It is not a new one. If you want to delete any tab, what are the qualifiers are there? We have old one. We don't have new one for delete qualifier. Sorry, old for delete operation. Then next end. Okay. Then let it be. Check it. Trigger is created. So now what I am going to do? So where I want to delete the data? Parent one. Then select, delete from C9 where C number equal to 100. Observe this one. So here what happened in this point of time? What is the trigger is there?
3.
Have you write any trigger on that one? It is not showing here. Observe this one. It is a mutating trigger. It's a very important question. Observe this one. So here where exactly it is there? So here what happened? The mutating trigger, whenever the mutating trigger is coming to our, so why it is coming mutating trigger? It is not required for that. Oh, yes, exactly. Okay, let it be. We'll do one thing. Okay, then now I want to apply this trigger on EMP table. We have our own EMP table, EMP J8, right? And also we have a DEPT J8. Let it be check it. Already we have an undelete cascade. Again, we want to apply the same logic. That is maybe it is going to reason. Okay, let it be check it. So it is also very important. Please keep in our mind. What is that? Our table. Select store from. No. I want to check it to DEPT J8. Okay, we don't have the table. Just I want to create a table. Create table DEPT J8 where as select store from DEPT. So now we can check it. We have both the table data is there. Okay, then now I can apply I can write the trigger on these two tables. Okay, then create or replace trigger trg2, trg1 already using trg2 before delete on it will be replaced, yeah, but here I am using a new one only. Okay, before delete on sorry, yes, after delete on, what is the table? Parent one, DEPT J8, right? And per each row, begin delete from EMP where DEPT number equal to old dot DEPT number. Now the trigger is created. Now I want to delete the data from parent table. The parent table is DEPT. Sorry. Actually, I directly write a trigger on EMP. J8, right? So let me check it. Now I want to delete DEPT J8 where DEPT number equal to suppose 10. One row deleted. We have only one in EMP J8. Yeah, we have only one record. Okay, let it be. We are going to delete one more data. Delete from DEPT J8 where DEPT number equal to 20. Okay. Okay. Yeah, fine. In DEPT we have only one record, right? Then let it be. That's good. DEPT J8, it is fine. But ultimately, the data is removed from the right. So in this point of time, we are going to use the on delete trigger. All of you clear on that? So here, but this table, this parent table does not. This child table does not have the on delete cascade condition. Okay, that is the reason. But create or replace trigger after update on which table? DEPT per each row. Begin. Now we can write the command update EMP J8 set. Then here DEPT number equal to, then here we want to update it new one dot DEPT number where DEPT number equal to old dot DEPT number. I want to update the new one to old one. End it. The trigger is created. Now here we can check it in our DEPT table. I have 3 records, but in our employee table 7 records, which are all our 30th department only. Okay, now I want to update the 30th department in the DEPT table. Okay, update DEPT J8 set DEPT number equal to, suppose it is 90 where DEPT number equal to 30. I want to update the DEPT number is 90 where DEPT number is 30. One row is updated where? DEPT J8. Okay, 90. Now we can go to check it in our employee table. Completed. So in this point of time also we can use the respected trigger. So have we clear on that qualifiers, new and old? Okay. Then next we can go for one more trigger. Observe this one. Write a PLSQL row level trigger whenever user insert the data into ename column. After inserting data must be converted into uppercase. Have you understand this one? Sometimes they are going to, suppose if you want to fulfill the online forms, they clearly specify upper letters only, uppercase letters. Or suppose if you want to fulfill the offline forms, they are going to specify uppercase, means small letters does not allow. So for that purpose also we are going to specify the triggers. It is always accept the only uppercase. Okay. Then here create or replace trigger before. The operation is before it is executed and checking whether the person is entered the upper letter or small letters, lower letters. Then here begin new dot ename equal to assignment. Here we want to use this one, assignment. Upper dot new dot ename. So it is a new one. Coming data also new one. So then new one, new upper one, and we'll be going to end it. Suppose say example we have a data, select star from S9. Okay, select star from C9. Okay, now I want to insert the data. Insert into C9 values. 103 then HTML. Let it be, just will we check it. So have we inserted or not? Right now it is inserted, right? Now I want to write a trigger on this table, but whenever the user is insert the any data in course name, it will be accept the only uppercase. But already we have a lower case, we cannot possible to write a trigger. We cannot possible to write a trigger. Then let it be, we can check it whether it is accepted or not when we are going to apply to write a trigger. So here create or replace trigger ER5 ER6 before insert on C9. It is checking for each row, begin, then here new dot, what is the name, C name, new dot is C name, then I want to assign it, and again new one upper of C name. No. It is a new one. Directly I can apply the new one. Sorry. Okay. Upper new dot C name. Right. Clear? Yeah. So now end it. Let it be, check it whether the trigger is created or not. Yes, the trigger is absolutely created. Right. Now I want to insert the data into that respected table. Insert into C9 values 104. Then here we are going to specify. So now I want to specify. So actually I am as end user I am giving the small letters, but what happened from the back end? Okay, it will be converted into upper letter. We are giving the small letters, but I don't want to any specify the rise errors. I want to convert it into capital letters and will be inserted into the database. Clear?
HTML cannot get that.
No, I can do that. Anything, just I want to specify to that. Before that I want to insert the data. After that I want to write a trigger, whether it is accepted or not. These are the class questions. No, already it is completed data. So which is
old CNAME equal to upper of old CNAME.
if you go for update. You want to go for update command. Okay, it is not possible applicable for assignment operator. So if you want to update anything from existing data, then we can go for update command and we don't have any option.
HTML into old data call back, sir.
Yeah.
At the same time, execute just convert over.
So next we can go for one more trigger. Here, observe this one. It is a very simple one. Then you can try it one. Write a PLSQL row level trigger on EMP table by using below condition. What is the condition? Whenever user insert the data, those values stored into another table. Okay, already last class we discussed this one. So if inserting, then insert into this values into another columns. So before that we should create a new table for that one and will be created, insert the data. Automatically that references data will be stored into another table. Okay, what are the transactions? Yesterday we discussed one example, the bank transactions. Okay, whenever we done the one transaction, that will not reflected into another account. We call to the people, they clearly tell to us then what is the transaction you done earlier, right? So whenever we insert any data with the reference of SR number, the people is going to maintain in another table in another columns. Means log columns is there. Then the same logic will be going to use here. Then how you can do the try this one. So do the practice, and then next we can go for observing. It's a very important one. Write a PLSQL trigger on EMP table whenever user deleting records from EMP table. Whenever user delete the records from EMP table, means EMP table means child table, right? Display remaining number of existing record number in bottom of the delete statement. In bottom of the delete statement. So I want to know how many records are deleted and how many records are there in our existing in our EMP table. Here observe this one. Let it be. We can work with that. Very simple. First we are going to write a trigger and define one variable. Okay. That variable we want to move this data into variable. Okay. Finally we want to print the variable value. So everything is same like a procedure, but in syntax level we can write it a, instead of procedure we can write a trigger. That is the reason. After deleter of table. Right? Then next, this one is very important. Can I try this one? Or have you tried this? This one. Okay, same procedure. It is nothing but a simple program. Then next here we have a mutating trigger. It is a very important. Okay, so already it is rising one time for our practical session. Now we can check it. Create or replace trigger, a trigger name after delete on EMP table. After delete on EMP table, then again here we have a for each row declare, and then okay, let it be. We are going to work on that, then we can get the clarity. First we want to work in this one. Create or replace trigger TRG9 after delete on EMP J8. EMP J8 for each row. So here the people does not specify any for each row. Okay. Then one second. Before that we want to create a table. Create table emp. Observe here, we have a table. The table contains 14 records, right? Now I want to check it. I want to write a trigger on this table. My trigger is create or replace trigger trg9 after delete on emp j8. But I don't want to write a row level trigger. Let it be. Just we can check it. What happened in row level and what happened in statement level. Okay. Then here before that we need to define one variable for counting the records. Then begin. So what is the transaction we want to do? Yeah. Then we need to define the declaration also. Okay. Begin. Select count of star into a from mp 8, right? And now I want to print the message dbms output dot outline. Remaining records or net it. Where? Okay. Then trigger is created, right? Now let us check it. I want to delete some data from emp table. Delete from emp j8 where the EPT number equal to 10. We have 3 records are there in our emp table. Then let it be check it. 3 rows are deleted and automatically it shows the total remaining records are 11. 11 plus 3, 14, right? Now observe this one. The same trigger which is we write it, okay, which is we write it, that trigger I am going to specify at for each row level. So right now up to now we write a trigger is a statement level trigger, okay. So because of at the end of the transaction it shows how many records are there. But the same trigger I want to write a row level, okay, row level trigger. Then let it be here, okay. Create or replace trg9, same trigger, okay, trg9. Just I am going to do the something trigger trg9 before, sorry, after delete on emp j8. So here I am going to write it for each row. For each row, then we can go for declare. We define the variable. So the same program. Just I want to write a row level. Earlier we write a statement level. We are getting the result. We don't get any error. But the same program I am going to write a row level. What happened? Statement level we are getting the absolutely status is right. But when we are going to write a row level for the same trigger, what happened? Then here select into a from em. Yeah. Sorry. Here we can specify the, yeah. Write it. Trigger is created. Now I want to delete the data. Okay. Then delete from emp j8 where the number equal to 20. Already 10 is deleted. Now I want to delete. Clear on that? So when exactly it is going to occur earlier? So we want to delete the data from parent. It will be going to delete the data from child whenever we have the on delete cascade. Already we have the respective logic is there. Again we are going to apply the same logic on the same table. Then we are getting the mutating trigger. So here also observe this one. It is going to delete the first record. Then it is delete the first record. At the time of deletion, it is going to record how many records are there. Again, then it is go to the second record. Second record is also 20th department. Here also it is deleted. Again, it is going to start the counting. Then here observe this. Whenever we are going to try to do the means whatever operation on the same table, then automatically we are getting the mutating trigger. But the trigger is created. The transaction does not allow. Okay. Then how we can go to achieve this requirement? Here observe this one. Into row level trigger based on table level trigger body cannot read the data from same table, and also we cannot perform DML operations on the same table. Cannot read it, cannot apply the DML operations on the same table. Record level means we have 14 times, 14 records. How many times? 14 times it is read it. 14 times it is apply the DML operations. Then here, if you are trying to this Oracle server return an error is a table is mutating. We can do the same perform multiple times on the same table. Mutating error. The error trigger is called as a mutating trigger. This table is called it as a mutating table. Mutating error, mutating table, mutating trigger, all are same. Okay, the same activity we are getting the mutating table, mutating error, mutating trigger. Then mutating errors are not occurred in statement level trigger. Already I show you. Statement level it doesn't occur, right? Because through this statement level trigger, when we are perform DML operations, automatically data committed into database because of one time. So one time it is created, trigger is a database object, it is committed automatically, right? Whereas in row level trigger, when we are performing transaction, it is a transaction operation. Data is not committed, and also again we are reading this data from the same table, then only mutating error is occurred. To avoid this mutating error, we are using autonomous transaction in trigger. Autonomous transaction, already we worked on that autonomous transaction. Where we can use that autonomous transaction? We can use the directly we can specify the autonomous transaction. Whenever we are using the program autonomous transaction, we should use the commit statement. The same program, just we add the program autonomous transaction here. This is our trigger, right? Where we declare pragma autonomous transaction. Let it be. I don't want to use the commit statement. What happened? Okay. Then trigger is created. Let it. Now we can check it. We want to delete the data. Okay. We want to delete the data. Delete from emp j8 where the EPT number equal to 20. Yeah, 20. What happened? So it is 5 records are there, 5 times it is displayed. Okay, then now I want to let it be roll back. What happened? Maybe all data will be returned back. Okay, then now we can go to write a commit statement. So where we are going to specify? Yes. We want to specify wherever, not a problem. It is not a problem. Okay. Now we want to delete the data. Delete from emp j8 where the number equal to, it is a row statement, sorry, row level. That is the reason 5 times it is printed. Okay, 5 records are related. If you want to use the rollback, then what happened? Have you possible to get it?
No, it can't.
Then observe this one, pragmatic transaction. What happened?
Okay.
It will be applicable for that transaction also. It will be applicable for that transaction only. Already we done one program for pragmatic, clear? That is the result. Okay. So how can you avoid that respected mutating trigger? While using pragmatic transaction. And interview question is, have you possible to write a commit statement in trigger? Absolutely. Suppose here I have one more question. What is my question is, I remove this pragmatic transaction. Directly I write a commit statement. What happened? Then here, before that we are getting error. Okay, trigger is created, but we are getting the error. Trigger is created or not? Now I want to write a delete statement. emp j8 where DEPT number equal to 20. Right? Whatever it may be, if you want to do the anything, then here, even though we want to apply the commit, also it is going to close the operation transaction, it will be allow the next operation, but still it is not accepted. Why? Because the mutating is occurred. That is the reason. While avoiding the mutating trigger, we can go for pragma autonomous transaction. Pragma autonomous transaction. Interview point of view, asking the question is, can be possible to write a trigger? Sorry, can be possible to write a commit statement in trigger? Is it possible or not? Yes, absolutely right. Okay, if you write it, what happens? This trigger is going to fire. If you write a commit statement in a trigger, we are getting the error is mutating trigger. How we can go to handle that mutating trigger? While using pragma autonomous transaction. Clear? All of you. Okay. Done. Last one. Okay. DDL triggers. Most probably we never worked on that DDL triggers. This DDL triggers is taken care by DBA people. Okay. Sometimes maybe if it is any required, then only we can go for that. I'm explain one example for that. So we can also create triggers on schema level and a database level. These type of triggers are called it as a DDL triggers. Schema level, database level, but it is not our work. These type of triggers are created by database administrators. Then same syntax, create or replace trigger name, before, after, and create, alter, drop, truncate, rename. What is this transactions? DDL commands. If you want to create a trigger on DDL command, that will be called it as a DDL trigger. If you want to create a trigger on DML commands, that will be called it as a DML triggers. Okay. Then here, write a PLSQL trigger on SCOT schema not to drop EMP table. Not to drop EMP table. Here, observe this one. Create or replace trigger name before drop on app schema. apps schema. Here we have a condition. If the respected, first of all we want to find out the what is this respected table. This is the table name. Okay, where it will be go to find out. Yeah, okay, it is not available, I thought. So it is a different objects is there. Okay, we have a table, is there a different table, there we can find out this respected object, directory object, right? I want to create this one. So first of all I want to create a new table. Create a table trg10 as select star from. So here observe this one, I have a table. No one no one dropped this table from the database. I want to write a trigger on this table, directly DDL triggers. Okay, then how we can write it? This is the trigger. Okay, here what is the table name? trg19 10. Okay, trg10, and the type is table. We cannot drop this table. Application error. Okay. Yeah. Trigger is created. Now I want to drop the table. Drop table trg10. The error is occurred at recursive SQL level 1. We cannot drop this table. Where this message is coming? Here. We cannot drop this table. No one does not do anything. Even though here it doesn't show us any trigger also. We cannot find out the trigger name also, right? Observe. Okay. That is the reason. Okay. So in this point of time we can go to work with that DDL triggers. But no need to worry about that. DDL triggers, it is not our responsibility. It will be taken care by DBA people.